How's Dustborn doing? Did they have themselves a great long weekend? Was Labor Day good to them? Well, you can take a look at the player counts and, well, I'll give them points for consistency, because I wouldn't necessarily say that not breaking your 83 record for peak concurrent players, you hit 41, that's better, right? But I guess to break the numbers down, you realize that, well, actually you're getting a pretty good return on your investment for all of the money that you've laundered out of Norway, the European Union, and then also from the US DOD. But don't worry about any of that stuff, right? Because now you can shift your grift in a different direction by claiming that, aha, Dustborn developers condemn a tidal wave of hate and abuse directed at the team for making one of the most memey, pathetic games I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, that's interesting. You decided to do that purposefully, almost as an attempt to rage bait, and because your game flopped, it wasn't even like an overnight sensation. Like, none of the big streamers picked it up just as an opportunity to mock and laugh at that, which would have resulted in a few dozen sympathy purchases, or just people also wanting to see if it's as bad as it's presented as. This game was just memed into oblivion, and nobody even decided to go inspect it firsthand. So you shifted away from that, from the, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke, to now trying to sympathy hustle, play the victim. Good stuff. This is disgusting. Oh, from Black Girl Gamers. Black Girl Gamers. That Sweet Baby Inc. adjacent consultancy firm that helped tank, oh gosh, which game was that at the beginning of the year? I can't remember. One of those other woke flops that was out there. They tried to get, was it Grums or Smash JT? Oh, they're all cut from the same cloth anyways. They were trying to censor and cancel any of their critics, because that's all they're good for. It's not, writing capabilities, even though that's what they hustle as their expertise. This is disgusting. Something has to be done about the rampant and abusive culture that's happening. Can you cite any examples? No, of course not. It's just being swept under the rug. The team were super sweet when we met with them. Oh, okay, cool. So, well, we've had no concrete links between Dustborn and Sweet Baby Inc. We now have them with Black Girl Gamers. Stuff. Thanks for outing yourself on that one. But a Dustborn developer, a Red Thread Games, claims response to the game has been drowned out by a tidal wave of hate and abuse. Been drowned out? No, man. Drowning implies a certain level of depth. When you can't even crack 100 concurrent players, you're drowning in a puddle. Ergo, you've done it to yourself. Red Thread Games, the developer of Dustborn, claimed the conversation around the game has been drowned out by a tidal wave of hate and abuse. Yeah, hate and abuse by the way that you sing in one of your trademark gameplay sections where it's just a QTE about how you're going to erase white people and take over their country. Yeah, no, that's all hate and abuse that you're receiving unfoundedly, right? In a post, the company's official account on X, it wrote, since we first announced Dustborn, we've read your comments and listened to your feedbacks, hopes, and wishes for the game. Apparently you haven't. Over the past 4 years, I can't believe it took this long for, something that's not too significantly more complex than one of those early 90s point-and-click adventure games. Our team has poured their hearts into telling a story that's deeply meaningful to us. Well, at least it's meaningful to somebody, because to the audience, it does not compute. A story about the power of words, about building a world where everyone can feel safe except white people. About love, friendship, and robots, of course, where all of the robots, the only white things in this game outside of the albino are the police. Right, what are you trying to say there? We expected a Dustborn to spark conversation and debate. Yeah, we weren't expecting anybody to play it and enjoy the game. We just expected it to start a conversation. And look forward to engaging with our partners in a positive and constructive fashion. Ergo, we just wanted people to pat us on our back and tell us how stunning and brave we are for putting out all of this leftist propaganda. And unfortunately, that conversation has been drowned out by a tidal wave of hate and abuse. Is it really hate and abuse, or is it just people laughing at your pathetic attempt to create a quote-unquote video game? It then declared, we welcome thoughtful feedback. Clearly you don't. And respectful criticism. What exactly is that? Again, they just want to be patted on the back, told how great they are, because that's the type of people that they surround themselves with. Anything outside of that is hate and abuse. This is why, societally speaking, we're stuck in such a malaise and haven't advanced at all, really, in the past 20 years. We embrace discussion and debate, but we have zero tolerance for hate speech, harassment, and threats of any kind that we can't show at all. And, in fact, in order to engage in any of this conversation, well, lock the post and allow anybody to reply to it. Together, let's continue building a world where everyone can feel valued and empowered. Again, you locked the post to share their stories. Again, locked the post. Of note, the company turned off replies and didn't provide any evidence of hate speech, harassment, and threats. Yeah, because everybody's just laughing at this shit. It's like, you made a bad game. Sucks to suck, okay? Go and grift other countries, to fund your very important projects. But as of right now, guys, I understand why you're wanting to do this, because conversation about this game, it's pretty much dried up. Everybody's had their laughs at just how cringe this is. But in these next couple of days, after you put out your big post, nobody's going to be talking about your game. It's going to be dead. You're going to be lucky to get a dozen concurrent players, because it's just going to come and go. All of these woke disasters, okay? You spark with a little bit of outrage. Everybody laughs at your crap. You just immediately switch to victimhood mode, and then, people just move on. I mean, look at the life cycle of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Concord. All of these games were announced, looked like crap, had a bunch of backlash, and then you guys played the victim on that. Then the game came out, nobody played it, and then you started to lash out at the fans again. And then when you had more planned DLC, planned content in the pipeline, it came out, nobody played it, nobody engaged with it. Then layoffs began, studio closures ensued, da-da-da. I'm just laying out the only type of post-launch roadmap that this game is potentially going to engage in. Not only did Red Thread Games make a statement, but so did the game's publisher, Quantic Dream. It posted, we want to express our heartfelt support for our partners at Red Thread Games. We stand united in hate. Against hate. I would say that would be kind of interesting if they decided, actually, your game was so bad, we're going to stand with all of those critics in all forms and are committed to fostering communities built on understanding and respect. It turned off its replies to, because we respect so hard. We're the biggest respecters out here. We just respect and respooked everywhere. Furthermore, ex-user Madam Savvy, who was one of the people who did a comprehensive review of the game, played through all of it, and outside of the memes that were there, it's just a bad game. Minimal interactive and a whole bunch of preaching. That's basically what you get from this game. It's not worth its purchase price. Who play the game knows that the game encourages and improves of deception, manipulation, and bullying. Yeah, exactly. One of your unlockable powers is bullying, is canceling people, is ostracizing them from a community and normalizing that behavior. I mean, that's your power set. That's what you unlock. And then, yelling racist at white people. It's like, oh, cool. And you stand against hate, huh? Okay. She wrote as part of a lengthy response to Red Thread Games. You want to tell a story about the power of words. Why did you choose to use words of hate and hurt for the main character? Why are we focused on the words of violence against our own friends? These are unavoidable moments, and no matter what you do, you say you want to build a world where everyone can feel safe. Then why did every single person we came across have their life ruined by the player character and the group? Why aren't the powers of packs something like salve or healing? And why is everything based on manipulation? Because they don't care. Shut up. We like to engage in thoughtful conversation. This is just bigotry, throwing our own work back in our face, Madam Savvy continued. Where was the love when we bullied Fred and lied about her? Pax's mother grows opium for a cult that's never mentioned again. Is that love? Why would she put her own people in a danger of growing opium of all things? Because I thought copium was a little bit too on the nose. It's a highly addictive drug. Yes, that can be used to keep people compliant. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with growing heroin in your game, and that's supposed to be one of the good things that you do. I'm sure you understand what I'm insinuating. She then reiterated, is it friendship when people are forced to manipulate our friends to bully Theo? Why can't we prank Sai while she prays, but we can prank Theo, who has done nothing wrong. For you to write what you did, it must be like a modern SpongeBob Squidward torture episode, where he doesn't do anything to deserve it. Well, yeah, exactly. That's nice. Well put. In a previous post, responding to Kotaku's review of the game, Savvy shared more about the game and encouragement to bullying, deception, and manipulation. Yeah, she's basically made this her entire modus operandi over the past month to just expose how awful this game is, and I'm glad she is, so frankly nobody else has to. In another post, she questioned the game's hypocrisy. At the ending of the game says words were not the weapon, but it was empathy. Weaponizing empathy? That's a weird one. Could you please explain to my little pea brain how bullying Fred was a form of empathy when we came into her home and did everything as she said we did, discovered our mother was growing opium, and then bailed after causing the cops to find the opium farm. So you guys were narcs? And you're the good, okay, which they just torched and left. What is this, Afghanistan? Could you please tell me how it was empathy to selfishly force Theo, who had done nothing to deserve our mistreatment of him, to do something he didn't want to do? I tried to avoid this completely, but I could not. The game made me learn how to bully in order to proceed. And yeah, it's doing wonders for the game. And hey, that's an outdated screenshot because we got the up-to-date stuff. And well, brother, 41 concurrent player peak. So that means over this weekend, hey, it broke some old records. So that's a good thing for Dustborn, because this time next week, everybody's just going to look at you if you bring up the words Dustborn, thinking that you're going to be talking about fall allergies. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.